What is the force that resists the motion of an object when it is moving? Friction. Which organs do insects use for breathing? Tracheae. What is the biggest difference between granite and basalt? Crystal size. Which human abilities does AI attempt to imitate? The abilities of thinking and making judgments. How is the angle of reflection related to the angle of incidence? They are equal. In an ecosystem, what do we call a diagram that represents feeding relationships? Food web. Why are raindrops round? Because of surface tension. Why does the heart beat faster during exercise? To increase the supply of oxygen. In which part of the atmosphere is the ozone layer found? The stratosphere. What property of light does Einstein's photoelectric effect theory explain? Its particle nature. On what information does a self-driving car's AI base its driving decisions? Analysis of sensor data. Which blood vessels carry blood from the heart to the rest of the body? Arteries. What is the phenomenon that occurs when an iron frying pan is left with moisture on it? Corrosion. What is the most abundant element in the human body? Oxygen. Which brain structure is involved in processing memory and emotions? The limbic system. What is the force by which two objects with mass attract each other called? Gravity. What kind of sound is produced when you strike a tuning fork? A clear tone. What is the magnitude that compares the brightness of stars as if they were all at the same distance? Absolute magnitude. What is the phenomenon called when magnesium burns in air, emitting a bright light? Combustion. In a neutral atom, the number of protons is equal to the number of which particles? Electrons. Where on Earth is the air the coldest? At the tropopause. Why is oxygen gas necessary for respiration? For oxidation reactions. In an ecosystem, what organisms decompose dead organic matter? Decomposers. What phenomenon occurs when sugar is added to water? Dissolution. Sweating during exercise is the result of what process? Thermoregulation. What is the main principle by which the sun produces light and heat? Nuclear fusion. Within a cell, where are ribosomes located? In the cytoplasm and on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Which gas is required for photosynthesis in plants? Carbon dioxide. What is the unit of voltage? The volt. What is the liquid rock ejected during a volcanic eruption called? Lava. What is a representative scale used to measure the strength of an earthquake? Magnitude. What role do organisms such as molds and mushrooms play in an ecosystem? They act as decomposers. What do we call a material that has electrical properties between a conductor and an insulator? A semiconductor. Which protein secondary structure is a helical form stabilized by hydrogen bonds? An alpha helix. What happens to the volume of a gas when it is cooled? It decreases. What is the function of the digestive organs that begin in the mouth? To start breaking down food. Among seismic waves, which type is transmitted the fastest? P wave. What are the three fundamental particles that make up an atom? Protons, neutrons, and electrons. What is the U-shaped valley carved out by a moving glacier called? A glacial valley. What do you call rocks that are formed when existing rocks change under temperature and pressure? Metamorphic rocks. Thanks for watching all the way through. Share your science knowledge in the comments. Your support helps us create even more science quizzes. See you in the next one.